Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope you all are doing well tonight. I'm once again simulcasting on Rumble and Utizzle. And I had to take a day. I usually take 2 days off, Tuesdays off anyway, but let this soak into my head what happened in the Big Apple. The Big Apple has fallen. The Big Apple has a big worm in it. But anyway, we're going to get into that and a lot of other things. We had a big presentation to the Supreme Court today that, as Mr. T said, was a matter of life or death. So what do? I usually play some videos while people are coming in so they can get set up with a cup of coffee or a cold brew or whatever they would like. Maybe a cup of tea, I don't know, or some bourbon. Anyway, I'm going to play some videos while people settle in, and then we'll be like butter and get on a roll.
There are 42 million people in this country that need food stamps on a weekly basis. And we're saying people deliberately instead of Americans, because most of the people that are on food stamps aren't even from this country. 45% of Afghanistan immigrants are on food stamps, 42% of Somali immigrants, 34% of every immigrant from Iraq, 23% of Haitians, 59% of all illegal aliens are collecting food stamps, meaning that most of the people getting food stamps from the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayer are not even Americans. Think about that. And we didn't know about any of this before the government shutdown started, but thanks to Democrats, we can confirm tonight that millions of Joe Biden illegal aliens, people who crossed the border when Joe was president, are now collecting food stamps from a program funded by hardworking American taxpayers.
Democrat open borders plan trench single party rule explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world. Enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm they're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, race resist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he sees as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm glad you all are here. Be not afraid. Have I not commanded you? How many times have we said that? Be not afraid. Hi, Todd. How are you doing, Darla? Nice to see you. Randy, Robin, Doc, a Google account. Rain's here. Lucky's here. Rubber Toe. Sherry's here. Kim's here. Nice to see you. Debbie. I gotta see if I get 2 Debbies tonight. I don't know. Gary's here. Supermoon. Oh, I gotta go out there and take a look at it. Yeah, something about that moon, ain't it? We gotta watch out. People don't go wild with the moon. Where's my where was that? Wait a minute. Where are my chats moving around on me? There we go. There you go. Hi, Mac. Nice to see you, Mac. Wayne, Kim. Thank you, Wayne. Oh, my goodness. Why do my chats keep jumping around? They won't stay where I put them. Thank you, Wayne, for going by. Buy me a coffee. And Norm stopped by early in the morning to help support the program and get a cup of coffee. And also Mike and Bev once again. Curious as to what my take is on all this insanity. Well, they're eating their own, aren't they? Let's see, Sherry's here. New Institute's here. Who did I miss? Yeah, it's bigger than most people know. I tell you what, these psychological operations, who came out and admitted, hi, Rebecca, admitted people were put in nursing homes when they shouldn't have been. Pappy Two Bears, nice to see you. Maybe talk about a humiliation ritual. Sandman, nice to see you. Canis Cleanup, Damon, MS Motorsports. All right. Randy. Remember, the 5th of November. I can't. Excellent Sterling. I'll just call you Excellent. Hi, Ann. How are you? Ann's on the list too. She went to buy me a coffee this week, along with Hilarious and Miss Minder Sue. Where's she at? And Shannon, better known as Sparky. Gary, of course, chairman of the board. I appreciate every one of you helping out with Buy Me a Coffee. Wait, we got more. Okay. Yeah, did you notice? With these psychological operations, it's the main point of the operation is to get people to see without making them lose their minds. People run to safety, what they perceive as safety. There's an underlying current of, we're not going to have anything to eat. We're not going to have anywhere to live. Oh, the communists, oh, they give you everything. They run to safety. So they think utopian ideology thrives on fear. Creating fear, maintaining fear. But I did not go and listen to a bunch of pundits or I read and copied some of Mr. Ortiz's posts, but I know how we got here. I don't need to listen to everybody else's opinions. I know how we got here. One of the main reasons is this tremendous influx of invaders, I will say, that was allowed by the cabal that was called the Biden administration. That's one of many. The writing was on the wall. There's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in New York alone that have no business being in New York. And that's just one thing. Hi, Araceli, how you doing? I'm trying to see who I forgot. But I've got probably 140 things in here that I've got to try to go through in the next hour and a half. I always shoot for an hour and a half, but I usually go almost 2 hours. So let's see what I've got. Things are always moving so fast. Things are always changing. I've got stuff I didn't get to cover in prior broadcasts. Here's one clip I had from a couple of days ago, day before yesterday, that I didn't get to play. And it's one of many things that are cooking. There's been demands made for records, and certain states aren't complying. Isn't that funny? They're not complying with federal law enforcement. We have judges that are aiding and abetting this harassment, non-compliance, and whatever tactics they come up with. But anyway, I think this is a clip. How many people are you given? How many people that are unlawfully in our country are you giving benefits to?
Would include American troops and intelligence officers on the ground.
Drug labs this is about the possible invasion. Here, let me see if this is the clip. Like I said, this was from the other day. Oh, this is Spanberger's aid. I didn't get to play that either. Making fun of Charlie Kirk. Gosh, there was just so much stuff. But she's in there. People don't care. I got my videos all out of whack. Anyway, we've made demands to have lists of who's getting benefits, and the blue states are refusing to put them out. I'll just play videos till I come across it. Here we have sob stories. Now, this is in Los Angeles. They're doing this food drive. You know, you don't have to show any ID. You don't show any need. Hey, if you can go up there and get a bag of oranges or a whole chicken and nobody even asked you, just say, yeah, this is terrible about those Republicans. Can I have? People are going to show up from all walks of life. But you'll see, they'll make it seem like they're saving the world. And as a matter of fact, I see more people in yellow vests, volunteers, than I do see people come up to get stuff. But once the cameras get put away, I guarantee you there's people who aren't signed up for nothing coming up and getting free stuff. Why?
I'm here at the Kia Forum parking lot where the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank has set up temporary food relief for families and individuals whose SNAP benefits have been affected by the government shutdown. Now, 2 U.S. judges yesterday did order the Department of Agriculture to release contingency funding to restart the SNAP benefits. But those funds may not reach families who are hungry for up to a week.
SNAP CalFresh benefits are not going out. We have nearly 1 million households in Los Angeles County that rely on CalFresh benefits. So this is the first of many large-scale distributions. So here we have volunteers, over 120 volunteers, who are all lined up to distribute frozen chicken, shelf-stable food items, pantry items, yogurt, carrots, potatoes, apples.
Our elected officials are letting us down because, you know, we vote and put these people in office, and they tend to get a personal vendetta going with each other and forget about the main thing, which is the people.
We'll be serving 5,000 households, and we do expect that we will run out of food, sadly. There are other food pantries throughout Los Angeles County that we partner with that are also distributing food today. There's distributions pretty much every day in the week throughout Los Angeles County.
You can read more about the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank's drive-through food relief efforts in the LA Times.
Now, wasn't there 29 states that stepped up to pick up the slack? And then Trump came up with 50% the first half of the month benefits. Why did they pull off this operation? And, you know, in America, you've got people that have smartphones, cable television. I told you about the video game sets, nice cars, wanting for nothing in this country. It's the biggest vote-buying scam. Biggest vote-buying scam going. And I showed you the chart where they accelerated food stamps to coincide with this tremendous influx of illegal aliens. A inducement to bring all these people who shouldn't even be voting. All right. Well, I see what you're saying. New insight. People, their morals, you know, to be demanding, okay, and take when you don't need. We consider that to be greediness. We consider that to be immoral, but not anymore. The moral fiber of this country has been torn. Normalizing dependency, okay, normalizing claims of victimhood. But anyway, let me get on with some of these stories here. I'm sure a lot of you heard about Dick Cheney passing away. I saw a lot of memes and could have got some video clips, but I am not going to. I have respect for The Office, okay? I can remember when I was in the Matrix, thinking, oh, we got to go over to Iraq and we got to do this, we got to do that. They had me snowed. He's left this earth from complications of pneumonia and heart disease, which he'd been struggling with his whole life. George Bush, all these blasts from the past, right? Came out with a statement: the death of Richard Cheney is a loss for the entire nation, and a sorrow to his friends. Laura and I will remember Dick Cheney for the decent, honorable man that he was. History will remember him as among the finest public servants of his generation, a patriot who brought integrity, high intelligence, and seriousness of purpose to every position he held. Okay, thank you, George Bush. So I'm not going to put up any memes or getting beat. Hey, because as I said, when I was in the Matrix, I put up my share of Bush Cheney bumper stickers and signs, just like I did for John McStain and Mitt Romney. Futile efforts and a waste of time. So anyway, I think now Liz Cheney better be keeping her eyeballs peeled, because I think there may have been some sort of truce concerning her as long as the old man was alive. Now he's not alive anymore. So, but, I had a video of Dick Cheney too. Where is that? Here he is. His prophecies didn't come true, and they did everything they could to trip up Donald Trump. And who knows how he really had his eyeballs closed for the last time. I don't know. I wasn't there.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big. I know it, he knows it, and deep down, I think most Republicans know it. Lynn and I are so proud of Liz for standing up for the truth, doing what's right, honoring her oath to the Constitution, when so many in our party are too scared to do so. Liz is fearless. She never backs down from a fight. There is nothing more important she will ever do than lead the effort to make sure Donald Trump is never again near the Oval Office. And she will succeed. I am Dick Cheney. I proudly voted for my daughter. I hope you will.
And she lost by a historic amount. And Donald Trump victoriously reclaimed the office of the presidency. So there you are, going into the footnote of history. The footnote of history, Dick Cheney. So we're battling this situation. You know, all the races, every one of them, we didn't have the best candidates going. Just about every one of them, they had clips about bashing Trump. And that includes Winsome Sears for the governor of Virginia. That's why Trump didn't endorse her. She bought into the garbage that you just heard Dick Cheney saying. He tried to steal the last election. And Winsome Sears was just like, well, he just needs to give up. The people made a different choice, and he needs to accept it. Just shocking. I can remember supporting Winsome Sears, and I have some memes about her when she won in, what was it, 2020. But anyway, she lost now, and she did not back Trump. As a matter of fact, she, in a very ugly way, supported the gibberish about January 6th, the stolen, Trump trying to steal the election, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so we did, on top of the moral wantings of people wanting and demanding, on top of the influx of migrants, we had less than stellar candidates for the position, for any of the positions. So I'm not going to freak out over it. Let me see what this one is here. Newsmax. Oh, Texas governor. Now, I don't know how he's going to do this. Texas Governor Greg Abbott threatened to impose a 100% tariff on New Yorkers who are looking to escape the Lone Star State if Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani wins the Big Apple's mayoral election. I don't know how a governor can put tariffs on individuals. What do you get to mark a cane when you leave New York? I mean, if they're running away, it means they didn't vote for Mamdani. Why would you want to punish the people who didn't vote for Mamdani? But I tell you what, he made it racial. He said he was going to punish white neighborhoods, tax them more money. And we know these people have a hostile streak, right? I went to find here's what the New York Post put up. Every poster I tried to find to put up on my thumbnail, the communists in 1917, it all of them showed some kind of aggressive stance, finger pointing, troops involved, or people rolling their sleeves up with angry looks on their faces. That's the way they are. So here's the New York Post. On your marks, get set, zo! Socialist Mamdani wins the mayoral race. They're not being shy about it. He's not being shy about it. He's a commie. Here's a clip I got from him the other day. What are you trying to tell us there, Vladimir? I've got other things as to how we got here too. The way our children's been raised, the kind of schools they've been going to, what they've been seeing on the internet. But anyway, let's play this. Let me see. Hold on.
Go further toward the Vienna model. We'll have to go beyond the market. We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing development and using our wealth to build beautiful, high-quality social housing projects that offer good homes and strong communities to everyone. We won't decommodify housing overnight, but we know what we have to do, and we have history to guide.
We'll use our wealth, he says, our wealth, to buy out the landlords, tear the buildings down, and then you can water your plants. You saw it. He's going to destroy the private market. You can't have people owning buildings and renting them out. The landlords are evil. Don't you know? We're going to have community housing. How many polling places got shut down and held up and delayed for bomb threats? A dozen? Yes, Todd, they're brutal. Well, we've got Boasberg is going to be impeached. At least they'll be laying things out publicly if they have a trial. We'll see how that goes. But Congress is paralyzed. They're paralyzed. And Trump is pretty much, I'll get into all that. He's laying out like it is. Not only is he shaming the Democrats, but he's also putting something out there. There's two parties that can take care of this and open the government. One is the Democrats getting 5 more people to vote to open the government. And that's it. It's open. Everything's fine. Okay, they won't do that. The Republicans have a responsibility to get rid of the filibuster. They could do it tomorrow, and the government could open tomorrow. So there's plenty of finger pointing to both parties. Shame on you, finger wagging. Shame on both of you, both parties. And that's what Trump's doing. He's letting them both know you could do it tomorrow, either one of you. Anyway, let me see what Mamdani's babbling about here.
Incredibly concerning. And I think that it is an illustration of the attacks we're seeing on our democracy. Sometimes they're blatant and explicit in the manner of these bomb threats. And we have to understand this as part of the general approach the Trump administration has taken to trying to intimidate voters.
Why the hell would Republicans have bomb threats in Republican areas? But it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. He's vilifying Trump. How much? It ain't going to be that hard to find out who was making those bomb threats. Here he is again. Here he is. Oh, Ryan Mom Dummy. This will be an age. He's stealing from Trump's golden age, where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses of what we're too timid to attempt. You're just attempting what every tyrant's ever attempted, and it's going to have the same results. Some people say, well, you know, New York needs a lesson, or learn a lesson. Not really. New York needs an enema, okay? Like the Joker in the first Batman, played by Jack Nicholson. This town needs an enema. And there's, you know, what was it? Staten Island was 75 or 78%, almost 80% voted against Mom Dummy. You know, so there's areas that are going to suffer. But anyway, I got a meme there for you to put on your meta socialists, where the state takes your rights and liberties. Democratic socialism, where you vote for the state to take your rights and liberties. Amen to that. So on top of the bomb threats, you had that plane crash. That was a plane going... do you all know the name of the airport that plane left from? Yeah, they still don't know who the J6... Hi, Mike. Yeah, I didn't expect anything different either. They're smiling in your face. Oh, it won't take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. That's the name of the song. Backstabbers. The Muhammad Ali Airport. That's exactly right, Mike. Very unusual. The plane that crashed was developed in the 1990s, and they say it was a maintenance nightmare, but a good plane. But they ended up unloading them to these shipping companies like UPS and FedEx, getting something a little more less finicky. Backstabber by the OJs. Yeah, they're smiling in your face. Here's a guy right. Here's a dash cam of when the wreck happened. Now, I watched some videos from pilots, and there were about 3 different angles. An engine caught on fire, an engine fell off, the plane dipped to the left, the wing clipped a building and put a gash in the roof of a building. It was going about 180 knots. I mean, it was rolling. And anyway, I'll play this video.
Bro, get the fuck away from here. Like, turn around. Bro, no, hold on. I think it's gonna crash, bro. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. And they're dead. They are dead, bro.
They were beyond the point of no return when that engine failed, and they had to firewall it to get the speed up and try to take off. But they couldn't get, they just did barely clear a fence. Maybe I don't know, a 6-foot fence. And then the building beyond the fence was a little too tall. And with one-story building, really. Here's another take. She sounds Irish to me. I don't know. Tell me what you all think at the Muhammad Ali Airport. And the destination was Hawaii. Honolulu, I believe. The Daniel Inouye, Senator Inouye Airport. He passed away and they named the airport after him. But anyway, here's another video.
Ay, pinga. Ay, Dios mío. Pero que pinga, Vamos a ver. Espérate. Ay, Dios mío, señor. Ay. Cojones. Mira la cantidad de gente cogiendo candela, papi.
Yeah, at first I heard 3 pilots had lost their lives and 11 wounded. And last time I saw, it was 9 had lost their lives. 9 people. And 11 in the hospital. So this shows you how far it traveled after the... you see where the flames are beginning in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That's where it hit the building. You could just see a gash in the roof of that building where the wing struck. Did you see that gash in the top of the roof of the building before the flames start? And they say it had 34,000 gallons. It was fueled up, ready to roll. It was lumbering along, and FF. It was something to be Muhammad Ali Airport. No, that wasn't Randy. I think that was. Oh my gosh, where was it? Kentucky. You know, Muhammad Ali followed the Prophet Elijah. Who did he follow? He followed an American Muslim cleric. I think he called himself the Prophet Elijah. I have to watch some of the old Muhammad Ali interviews. But anyway, so yeah, we were expecting something, you know. Here's Mom Dommy. What's this? Let me get some of these things out of the way. I got 140 of them. Nearly 1 million New Yorkers ready to flee New York City if Mom Dommy becomes mayor, possibly igniting a mass exodus. Of course, that's from the Bible, Exodus, and the Torah. And that's the term I used night before last. I used that in my title, Mass Exodus from New York. What's this one? Oh, Andrew Branca. The attorney Andrew Branca, he puts up some of these and makes a comment on it about this unfettered invasion. Indians in 2025 threatening racially motivated massacres of white people. Such nice people. The sheer third world savagery on display. Who wouldn't want more of these third worlders in their home first world nation? Stealing jobs with fraudulent credentials and building 100+ acre Hindu temples with statues to their gods taller than the Statue of Liberty. Remember, the god of war is who they used. And whatever the name is, Barat. Ooh, I'm so scared of your threat. So somebody had said something about deporting them or something like that, and they considered that a threat. So they responded with this: oh, I'm so scared of your threat. Christians should actually think about the consequences of provoking Indians. Oh, really? Because when Indians get provoked, the result is Cawnpore massacre. You wouldn't want that. And then she put a thing about the Cawnpore massacre, the victim of the Cawnpore massacres during the Indian Mutiny, I guess against Britain. In June 1857, around 1,000 Europeans, half women and children, surrendered at Cawnpore. On June 27th, over half, about 450 of the Ghat, that's what they called white people, the Ghat, were killed, and the surviving men were shot. About 200 white women and children were imprisoned in the Bibigur, where on 15th of July, they were chopped into pieces and thrown into a well. There were no survivors. That is what an immigrant is posting to American citizens. Don't you make us Indians mad. How about you pack your, what are they called? Sari, what you wrap around your SARI. How about you pack that up in your curry and your bags of rice and head back to India, okay? How about that? And that leads back to one of the reasons, the causes of this debacle in New York, is that we have people that were sworn in as citizens that should have their citizenship revoked. For that kind of provocative language, for Mamdami's support of communist policies in violation of the Communist Control Act, for lying, errors of omission on his application to defraud and deceive, his intent when he came to this country. He should be stripped of his citizenship, and thousands and thousands and thousands just like him. Like I said, you're supposed to come to support America, be a part of America, not take it apart. So that has to be done. We need to review social media and anything that is blatantly anti-constitutional or anti-American, the laws of America, promoting the destruction of our Constitution. You're out of here. I don't care if you got a citizenship or not. I didn't say much about the World Series, so I put this away in my thumbnails. Canada orders Toronto Blue Jay players euthanized. Just a little warning there, Canada. You know, I got a headache. Oh, well, we got a little capsule you can lay into and listen to music, and your headache will be cured. That's another method of commie societies, okay? Like Stalin used to say, men can be problems. No man, no problem. So anyway, let me see what else. Oh, I got it. You know, this culture of violence and dysphoria. Well, I guess I can call it violent dysphoria. Okay. That's what Charlie Kirk was a victim of. Violent dysphoria. Yeah. Wait a minute. I'll go ahead and play this video. This is Let me see. Yeah, this is a one of those surreptitious videos of going to lunch with somebody. Mom Ama Digby, campaign organizer, Spanberger 2025. Spanberger, who is the new governor of Virginia. And how do you think she's going to treat people? How do you think she's going to treat white men? Huh? You think she's going to be fair? You think they got nothing to worry about? Or are their taxes going to get shoved up their backsides? Raised. Let me see. I got a picture of her. To remind you, here she is. In case you don't know what she looks like, right here. Here's a Spanberger, governor of Virginia. Huh? Guess what that is? Guess what picture that's from, huh? That's exactly right. Well, nobody said it, but I know you will get it. Yeah. Playing along with the big hoax. The big hoax on J and then 6, right? Putting that plastic bag over her head. Acting like, oh, we're all in big danger here. While their operatives were going out dressing up like Trump supporters and causing trouble. So that's what we have leading the Commonwealth, as they call it. How many places are Commonwealths? Pennsylvania. I remember Trump saying, oh, you got to be careful. So make sure you say Commonwealth. So anyway, here she is snickering about Charlie Kirk.
No, thank you for taking time. I think that you're busier than I am. I'm here complaining about how a lot this is, but it seems like you do more moving than I do.
And I want to know Abigail better. Obviously, the candidate's always going to be doing so many different things. I feel like Virginia is a little bit of a hot spot for everything. Like, the far right is like crazy right now.
I can't legally talk about the Charlie thing, but if you want to talk about the Charlie thing, I have all the ears for you in the world. Like, I want to hear your thoughts.
I mean, so I try to stay away from like the news and just get.
What, you got curry breath? Why keep your hand in front of your mouth like that? But anyway, yeah, she's another one that can go too. You think it's funny that Charlie Kirk lost his life like that?
I don't know. Like, obviously, death is terrible.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. What do you think?
I would be sad if you had died. I don't think I would have. I'll leave it there.
What do you mean?
You seem like a good person.
But you're not sad about.
Can I say the same for Charlie? Did he seem like a good person? I'll just leave that there. Our stance on it, for the most part, has been we denounce political violence.
I get it. Yep.
Denounce political violence, and we're staying very far from that.
We denounce political violence. Ha ha ha. I don't think he was a very good person. I'll just leave it at that. Well, we don't want to be around people like you, okay? Back to Punjabi or wherever you came from. What's this one? Oh, ABC News. They're putting out some crap now. Let's see. Blaming Trump, right? President Trump said no SNAP benefits will go out to Americans until after the government reopens. A day after the Department of Agriculture said it would make partial payments. That is not accurate. That is twisted. He's providing WIC and aid to dependent children. Okay? But this is the way they want to put it out there. The Congress needs to reopen the government. It's just that simple. They want to hand out to illegal aliens. Then that's got to be on their hands. Here's another lying bag of garbage. This is the number one reason we got the Zamdami problem is the media, the fake news. They believe this. Majority of Americans say tariff hurt their family financial situation. Poll. A poll. Who did the poll? Who were they asking the questions? Do you get your tomatoes and your peppers from China overseas? No. How are the tariffs hurting your grocery bills? I mean, people who buy French wine and cheap Chinese crap, they're the ones who are paying more, okay? The average American doesn't go on imports except for getting stuck with cheap Chinese crap from Walmart. Bunch of damn liars. And we need to straighten out that fake news. It's just that simple. What's this one? Oh, Christina Guaya. What she put out here? What she point out? Oh, here we got somebody in Virginia I never heard of. I didn't even know the lieutenant governor race. Ghazla Hashmi. Ghazla Hashmi. Must be Irish. Wins Virginia lieutenant governor race, defeating John Reed. Don't forget, Virginia's part of the DMV. D.C., Maryland, Virginia. They're infested with federal workers and welfare dependents. Oh, here's a plot that was foiled. Fox News reported. Who's that? Fox News reports that they're holding some high-powered stuff there. Again, yeah, those daggone Irish. But anyway, unmasked, the FBI said 2 Michigan men practiced at a gun range multiple times for a now foiled terror plot. Muhammad Ali, oh, wait a minute, that's the name of that airport. And Majed Mahmoud are facing multiple charges after federal authorities thwarted their alleged plan to attack a Detroit suburb on Halloween. Well, it's actually more than that. They were going to go to nightclubs and wait for people to be doing their costume parties and whatever, having a big time. And they had gay bars on the list, and they were going to go in and wipe everybody out. Yep, that was these nitwits, especially these liberal women. They got no idea. I'll have to find that video where the guy tells you the proper way, according to the Quran, to stone a woman. But they think, oh, this is great. Jihad is great, right? Liberal women in New York City this November. I bring Islam and the Sharia, but we still get to keep our rights, right? Yeah. You'll be there in your hijab, watching the video on how to properly stone a woman. Dig the hole deep enough to get up to her waist. Remember that video I played? Here's a nitwit. Let me find her. Here's a nitwit. She actually says Sharia. No, jihad, I think. This is after Mamdani won. Watch her.
Just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is dead. And you can tell I literally just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is dead. So not only do we get a Muslim mayor of New York, but Dick Cheney is rotting in hell. What a day. Jihad is already winning.
Did you hear what she said?
Just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is dead, and you can tell I literally just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is dead. So not only do we get a Muslim mayor of New York, but Dick Cheney is rotting in hell. What a day. Jihad is already winning.
She's that. You know, not a lot of people like Dick Cheney. Okay, I understand that. But for you to be happy about jihad? But I tell you, I got taken down with my videos for showing Palestinian mothers dressing their 6, 7-year-old sons up in a certain type of vest that go bang, bang, you know, when you press a button and there's nothing left of them. And they're so proud to do that to their own sons. Hi, Roland. How you doing? Cole, nice to see you. And anybody I miss, Miss Mendersu, how are you doing? Ha ha. So anyway, yeah, we got a lot of lunatics. Here's Ron. So, Ron, I wonder how long is this euphoria going to last? Of course, if Trump, if he begs for money from Washington, that nobody would get anyway. But he'll put up a big show. He's begging for money, and Trump says, "No, I can't." No, it's all Trump's fault that our socialism isn't working. We can't get enough of other people's money. Damn it!
We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no concern too small for it to care about.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
Yeah, I very well remember that clip from Ronald Wilson Reagan. I voted for him twice. Hi, Tammy. How you doing? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Who's Sippy? Sippy 3. I got to put my spectacles on. Please put your comments in English, because I can't read that. Whatever that is. Is that Russian? Wait a minute. Does this look familiar to you? Right here. Stalin. Stalin. Stalin und the proletariat. Greg, how you doing? Must be out. No, Bumble doesn't come through here. Bumble doesn't show up on here. I don't know why. Hi, Whiskey. How you doing? So do me a favor. Gary said, let's talk in the chats. People want to know. You know, I saw where you mentioned that Charlie might be a op. And you know what? This is such a momentous time in human history. Never mind American elections. This is about civilization. This is about the future of humanity. So it would not surprise me if the Charlie Kirk thing was an op. I would like to believe that in my heart of hearts. Okay, Sippy, you're going to have to, if you can't type in English, you must not be able to understand me. So what's your purpose here? Start do Google Translate and put your chats up in English, because I have no idea what you're putting up, and I don't like that. I want to know what's going on in my chats, or I'm gonna have to boot you out. I'm gonna have to boot you out. How you doing, Tank? That looks. Where are you from? Turkestan or somewhere? One more warning. You put one more chat in, and I'm just gonna have to send you down the road. I don't like doing that. You know, I don't like doing that. What were we told? What were we told? We were told to keep an eye on resignations, right? We were told to keep an eye on people who decide not to run for office. Democrat U.S. Representative Jesus Chuy Garcia, or did I say that right? Garcia. Jesus Chuy Garcia will not seek re-election. Illinois Congressman, Illinois, oh, crooked as a dog's hind leg. So what's going on there? You don't see him in your chat. His name is CPSIPI brackets 3. Yeah, I agree. There we go. Goodbye, CP. You're just going to have to go somewhere else. I don't have a translator, and I'm just looking at a bunch of gibberish. Okay? What do I want to sit there and stare at gibberish? What's this a map of? Colombia? Brazil? Caracas, Venezuela? Oh, what's going on here? What are the Ruskies doing posting this? The White House has 3 scenarios for waging war with Venezuela, according to Western media. Strike Venezuelan military targets with missiles to weaken President Maduro's support from the military. Send the strongest Marines into the country to capture or end the president of Venezuela. Well, there's a $50 million reward out on him. Send counterterrorism forces to Venezuela to seize airports, oil fields, and several infrastructure facilities. There is suspicion that all 3 might be used at once. Well, who's leaking that? Well, you know, it's interesting. After Mamdani won, Trump posted this. And so it begins. And so it begins. What is beginning? I believe whatever it is, Trump will end it. Let me play some Trump clips. I think this is the one. There's 2 clips that are similar in time. One is where he's talking about the Jewish community and where he's going to stand by Israel. Our chats are just here, Miss Minter. I took him out, Darla. I took him out. That's why I can't see him. I don't like doing that. I don't know who he was. Y'all, other people saw it. Sin saw it. How you doing, Sin? Who else saw it? Gary saw it, I believe. But it's gone now. Hi, Christina. But anyway, let me play this video. Let's see what it's about.
Majority Leader John Thune and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson are doing a great job But the Democrats are crazed lunatics that have lost all sense of wisdom and reality. Sick form of the now legendary, it only comes from losing too much. They want trillions of dollars to be taken from the healthcare system and given to others who are not deserving. People who have come into our country illegally, many from prisons and mental institutions. This will hurt American citizens, and Republicans will not let that happen. It's now time for the Republicans to play their trump card and go for what's called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. We can make our country so strong, so great. We can do all the things that we wanted to do. Just a short while ago, the Democrats, while in power, fought for 3 years to do this, but were unable to pull it off because of Senators Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema of Arizona. Never have the Democrats fought so hard to do something because they knew the tremendous strength in terminating the filibuster and everything that would give them. They wanted to do it so badly. We have a chance to do it now and to make our country great again. They want to substantially expand the United States Supreme Court, make Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico states, thereby automatically picking up 4 Senate seats, many House seats, and at least 8 electoral votes, and many other highly destructive things for them. But for us, we can do it. It was their idea originally, Obama and Harry Reid, in order to screw the Republicans. And now we can turn it around and we can screw the Democrats and make our country so strong. Well, now we're in power. And we can do it, and we should do it, and it should be done immediately. End this ridiculous country-destroying shutdown, among many other things. And that's the least of it. If the Democrats ever came back into power, which would be made easier for them if the Republicans are not using the great strength and policies made available to us by ending the filibuster, the Democrats will exercise their rights, and it will be done in the first day they take office, regardless of whether or not we do it. The Democrats want to end the filibuster. It will be done the first day they get into office. Don't you understand that, Republicans? In addition to all the other things that we would get, such as the best judges, the best U.S. attorneys, the best of everything, this would be a concept from years ago of then-President Barack Hussein Obama and former Majority Leader Harry Reid in order to take advantage of Republicans. Now I want to do it in order to take advantage of the Democrats because of the fact that the Democrats have gone stone cold crazy. The choice is clear. Initiate the nuclear option, get rid of the filibuster, and make America great again. Republicans, you have to be strong. You can't be weak. We get pushed around too much. These are crooked people. You have to be strong. Get rid of the filibuster and let's make our country great. Let's end the shutdown. It'll be ended in minutes. Stop it. Be smart. Be strong and win, win, win.
There you go. You can't get any more plump and plain than that. And we will rue the day that we don't get rid of this filibuster, because they will do it the day they get in. And they jam so much garbage through. Under Barack Hussein Obama, they took over a third of our economy. They nationalized our healthcare system, turned it into a Marxist program, and ripped off millions of people who played by the rules, who went to work every day, who got their policies. And it was stolen from them. And now they're paying triple what they used to pay to keep people on Medicare and Medicaid that shouldn't even be in this country. Redistribution of wealth. Barack Hussein Obama said he was going to do it, and boy, he did do it, didn't he? Here's a little something right here for y'all to remember. Another little clip. I wonder, I saw a few references to this.
Every civilization reaches a crisis point eventually.
Most of them don't make it.
Yours did? How?
Our sun was dying. We had to evolve in order to survive.
So it was only when your world was threatened with destruction that you became what you are now?
Yes.
Well, that's where we are.
You say we're on the brink of destruction.
Guess what word he's going to say? He said that's where we are. We're on the brink of destruction.
And you're right. But it's only on the brink that people find the will to change. Only at the precipice do we evolve.
The precipice. Are we going to come to our universal precipice? The violent left. This is a student. I guess they're curious. What's this Turning Point USA table got? What can I learn from them? What's the message you're trying to put out? Let me see what's on this table.
No thanks.
See, I think it would be perfectly acceptable to go up and put your foot right in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? The crack of the matter, right in the crack. But wait a minute, they put something up here in case anybody lives near Iowa Memorial Union, Iowa City. This is the dean of students, Angela Reams. Does she know her students are being violent and vandalizing others' property? Maybe she should know. There's her telephone number, 319-335-1162. Should that be permitted? Of course not. Will they do something about it? I don't know. She doesn't have pronouns. Maybe she's a normal individual. I don't know. You won't know till we see what they do. Trump was pretty much shoring everybody up, reminding us that this is the anniversary of the victory of all time for the United States, except for the surrender of Cornwallis. Trump put out Trump wasn't on the ballot, and shutdown were the two reasons that Republicans lost election tonight, according to pollsters. They have managed to twist the narrative to blame the Republicans. The Democrats want to add $1.5 trillion to an already agreed to budget for health care for illegals, and somehow the media has twisted it to the simple-minded that it's our fault. So the media is the most corrupt, dangerous psyop apparatus that this nation has. Every way they can bolster, like this right here, the Telegraph. Can you believe this? A modern-day Princess Diana meet New York's First Lady. A modern-day Princess Diana. And I didn't get a screenshot of it because I thought it was desultory and ignorant. Someone put an article about Usha Vance saying, oh, she's only 39. Why does she look like she's an old lady? Why does she look like she's in her 50s? Which I don't believe that. I don't think that. But they were picking on her because she doesn't dye her hair. She's got If you get up close, you see a little bit of gray. I don't think she looks like an old woman. But any way they can to twist things, they do it. Raise up their end and knock ours down. Zoran Mamdani. Horrified to discover he now has a job. Yeah, talk's cheap, Zoran. You got 300,000 employees. You got a city to run. You couldn't even run a what do they have? A curry stand? Maybe that's what got that person mad in the chat. I talk about that one laugh about Charlie Kirst. You know, if you came type English, what are you doing in this country? Isn't that funny how people couldn't see who? Maybe you all did block him in other chats. Because a lot of these people get paid to go in other chats. But why would you continue to type in all caps in a language nobody understands? But it's unsettling because, you know, I get these plants and weirdos coming in my chats. I'm just an itty-bitty channel. Why? Why would you waste the time and energy? All right, let's play some clips of Donald J. Trump. I got quite a few of them. Let's play them here. We'll go right down the line. And hopefully I didn't copy one twice. Let's see.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
You haven't heard any other world leader talk about it. Donald Trump is the only one have been talking about these horrific acts. Oh, Christine, don't worry, it won't be a war with Nigeria. No, that won't be a war. That'll be a disciplinary action. That's what that'll be. It won't be a war. And here, let's see what this clip is. He covered a lot of points. He gave an interview, he gave another speech before this, and then he gave this speech. Can you imagine Joe Biden having that level of clarity and clearness and grasp of so many different subjects? No way.
The United States of America has more nuclear weapons than any other country. This was accomplished, including a complete update and renovation of existing weapons during my first term in office, where I rebuilt the military. Because of the tremendous destructive power, I hated to do it having to do with nuclear weapons, but I really had no choice. Russia is second in line, and China is a distant third, but will be even within 5 years. Because of other countries' testing programs, I've instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process will begin immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
There you go. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And the Ruskies, which I don't denigrate them. I always put up their reports, and I speak in a very fair way about the Russians. So if that person was Russian, they misunderstand me. They need to look at my past videos. Okay. Let me find the Russian response to this that was posted on Ruski News. And I use the term Ruski because I had a Russian friend that liked that term. They said, yeah, I'm a Ruski. The head of the Russian Ministry of Defense, Belousov, stated that he considers it appropriate to immediately begin preparations for conducting full-scale nuclear tests. Other statements by the minister. In October, the USA conducted an exercise practicing a preventive missile strike on Russia. The USA is working on creating new intercontinental missile with a range of 13,000 kilometers with a nuclear warhead. Putin instructed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Defense, Special Services, and civilian agencies to submit proposals on the possibility of preparing for nuclear weapons tests. So, yeah. Is that coordinated? Let's see what subject we're talking about here. Let me cut my mic off and let Mr. T talk. He's looking rested and refreshed, I think.
Remember, Republicans, regardless of the Schumer shutdown, the Democrats will terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. They will pack the Supreme Court of the United States, pick up 2 states, that's a lot of states, and add at least 8 electoral votes. Their 2 objectors are gone. Remember, Sinema and Manchin, they're gone. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid, Republicans. Fight, fight, fight. Win, win, win. We will immediately end the extortionist shutdown, get all of our agenda passed, and make life so good for Americans that these deranged Democrat politicians will never again have the chance to destroy America. They tried to destroy your country. Republicans, you will rue the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster. Be tough, be smart, and win. This is much bigger than the shutdown. This is the survival of our... Terminate the filibuster and let...
Yes, indeed. That's what I said earlier, that they would rue the day. I must have heard it from Mr. T. How much more do they need to hear? Well, a lot of people need to listen to Trump instead of just supposing things or agreeing with this crooked media.
This week, we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the most important election victory in the history of our country. We won all 7 swing states by millions and millions of votes. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in decades. And we won 86% of the counties in America, 2,700 to 525. Think of that, 2,700 to 525. All 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party, the first time that's ever happened. Think of that. All of the states, every single state, shifted toward the Republican Party the first time ever. And just think of what our country would be like right now if the election had gone the other way. Another 20 million illegal aliens would have poured across our border over the past year. It would have been a disaster. Your energy prices would be through the roof. Inflation would be at 9, 10, 12, 15, 20%. Who knows? They had no idea what they were doing. Your taxes would be going up massively. Terrorists would be flooding our country, and millions of children would be getting indoctrinated with transgender insanity. 8 wars would still be raging. I ended 8 wars. Think of that. Ended 8 wars. And a band of thugs and lunatics would be running our country. Thankfully, we won, and we're making America great again, greater than ever.
Yeah. People have to think, what if it wasn't for Trump, where would we be in this moment? Where would we be? We'd be in hell on earth. And it looks to me like New Yorkers are going to be getting a little bit of that medicine, and Virginians too. These people, they're full of spite and anger, and they're going to take it out. They're going to take it out on who they perceive to be their political enemies. Let's see what this clip is.
It's really hard to believe, but just think of it. 1 year ago, we were still in the middle of a presidential campaign. Can you believe that? It seems like 10 years have passed since that time, since we've done so much. We have really done a lot. It's frankly a very different world. America is back, and America is respected perhaps like never before. Our economy is roaring, our border is secure, and our country is poised for greatness. We are doing better than anyone ever thought possible, and no president has ever come even close to doing what we've done in 9 months. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have come a long way. We got to be thankful for what we have. Now, I got one more clip after this from him where he's talking about Israel, but I'll play this one. I'm not sure what this is about. It's not long.
As I've said for years, Obamacare is a total disaster waiting to happen. Rates are going through the roof for the really bad health care that you're not getting even. Do something, Democrats. Sit down and do something. We want to make it better, or we want to get something that's good. Obamacare is a disaster, too expensive, and the rates are going too high. I said it right from the beginning. It's
no good. I already gave my 2 cents about Obamacare in this broadcast, and I'll do it in many other broadcasts. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of troubles for a lot of people. And Jasmine Crockett's one of them. Right there she is. Representative Crockett hit with stocks trade ethics complaint. What are they going to do? Fine her $50, suspended? I don't know. Taking stock. A nonpartisan government ethics watchdog filed a formal complaint alleging that Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett violated federal disclosure laws by failing to report dozens of stock holdings while serving in Congress. We want to see these people go to jail. Maybe we will. I don't know. Here's a bright spot, folks. Dustin. Breaking. Jacob Frey has officially defeated the wild-eyed, fanatical, big-eared, whatever he is, Omar Fatah in the race for mayor of Minneapolis. Minnesota, of all places last night, rejected socialism. There is still hope for the future. What is that guy going to do for a living now? Got to go back to the thrift shop and find another suit? I don't know. Here's the core. The core of many problems. Georgie Porgy Soriosio. Right? There's Donald Trump pointing a finger at him. I have got an article I'll show you here in a minute, because I'm going to put up another picture to prove that this is one of the pillars of these lunatics that are taking over our governments. Where did it go? Zoran Mamdani, here he is big friends with Alex. And with Alex, you get who? Huma Abedin. And with Huma Abedin, who do you get? Hillary Rodham Clinton. Alex Soros, so proud to be a New Yorker. The American dream continues. Yeah, well, your old man should have never been left in this country. Never should have been let in this country. But Christina Guaya News put up, let me see, along with that picture of Soriosio. Let me find it. Oh my goodness, an investigation. Let me see. I'll get that out of the way so I can put the text up. Where did they go? Golly gee willikers, Batman, where'd they go? My studio's crammed full of stuff. Oh my goodness. I appreciate y'all's patience while I find the... Here we go. George Soros and Reid Hoffman. How many times have we heard that name? Elon Musk put him in the spotlight. He founded, what did Reid Hoffman found? What is it? Where people can put their business contacts in. What do you call that place? Somebody knows in the chats, I know. George Soros and Reid Hoffman facing RICO charges for funding Antifa and left-wing violence against ICE, Trump says. President Donald Trump says his administration will dismantle the financial networks fueling Antifa-linked violence and attacks on ICE facilities. In his recent comments, he said the accusations have turned into a full-blown DOJ investigation, saying that Soros and Hoffman are facing some serious legal heat under racketeering laws. Trump described their actions as a dangerous web of elite funding, propping up anarchists and agitators. But wait, there's more. These are not spontaneous protests. They're organized chaos, bankrolled by the radical left money. Trump pointing to documented ties between Soros's Open Society foundations and activist groups involved in street-level riots. Christina Guaya News. Facts. Intelligence reports reveal that Soros's network is pouring over $80 million into organizations with ties to extremist actions, including protests that have turned violent near ICE detention centers. Hoffman, a vocal Democrat mega donor, has funneled millions to similar causes, according to federal filings reviewed by the administration. Oh, that's right. That's right. Elon Musk mentioned Epstein and Reid Hoffman. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Trump explicitly vowed to pursue RICO charges against these billionaires. If they're funding these things, they're going to have some problems because these are agitators and anarchists. So we will see somebody getting themselves in trouble. Oh, what's this one I took the other day? Lawmaker charge. This is from the guy T-Sply I've talked about in the past. Lawmaker accused of filming an affair. Charged in federal extortion case. She took videos of people doing overly romantic things. I say, which I think with the revenge prawn, or it's not even that. It's when you surreptitiously film people. You're looking at some trouble there. So there's a lot of cases like that. Like I told about that judge that resigned, was going to get kicked off the bench. I said she used the bathroom in public. Well, turns out she did number 2 in a bush. But hey, what's wrong with that? They're doing it all over New Jersey and everywhere else. You got the Hindis and the wacky Stannies and all these people that they just go where they need to go. That's the way they live their lives. Oh, there's a report. Oh, Jack Posobiec put this up. Mom Dami will spark a 90s-style crime wave in New York City, and many more New Yorkers will die. Who said that? Charlie Kirk. 9/8/25. When did Charlie get assassinated? I'm not... The 14th? He said it on the 8th. But people want to blame Jewish people. Now, I'm sure there are some nefarious people in Mossad, right? Just like there's nefarious people in the FBI. Just like there's nefarious groups in the CIA. But anyway, here's Trump, that clip I told you about earlier, where he's talking about Jewish American, Republican Jewish Americans.
Hello to everyone at the Republican Jewish Coalition, and congratulations on 40 amazing years. I want to thank your national chairman, former Senator Norm Coleman, along with your CEO, Matt Brooks, and my friend Miriam Adelson, and so many other incredible supporters, distinguished guests out in beautiful Las Vegas. 4 days from now, we will celebrate the one-year anniversary of the most important election victory in the history of our country. With the help of many of you, we won all 7 swing states by millions of votes. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in decades, and we won 86% of the counties in America, 2,700 to 525. And very importantly, the RJC helped ensure that we won the highest percentage of Jewish vote of any Republican since 1988. I can't imagine we didn't do better than that after all I've done for the Jewish vote, I must be honest with you, but that's okay. 1988's not that bad. 1 year ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world by far. Wages for workers have risen at the fastest rate in 60 years, and more than $18 trillion are pouring into the United States from all over the world. We have fully secured our southern border, and we have ended 8 wars in 9 months. That's pretty good. 8 wars in 9 months. We have 1 to go, as you know, Russia, Ukraine. That includes the historic peace deal that ended the war in Gaza. After 2 harrowing years of darkness, our 20 courageous hostages were returned to the loving embrace of their families. And you have to remember, we also got many of the other hostages out long before that. Many, many hostages were gotten out by us. Israel has never had a better friend than President Donald J. Trump. In my first term, I terminated the disastrous Iran nuclear deal. With Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we totally obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity. And we didn't even get them by surprise. They expected it, and they got obliterated. After years of broken promises by many other American presidents, I kept my promise, officially recognized the capital of Israel, and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Who would have done that? Nobody even thought I was going to think about it. Nobody else thought about it for 70 years, but I did it. I withdrew the United States from the anti-American, anti-Israel UN Human Rights Council and terminated funding for the extremely corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency, a totally corrupt operation. We're also defending our Jewish citizens here in America. Just as I promised, we're deporting the foreign jihadist sympathizers and Hamas supporters from our country, and it's happening very quickly. Upon taking office, I signed a historic executive order directing every department and agency in the federal government to do everything in their power to end the scourge of anti-Semitism in America. My administration has filed historic civil rights lawsuits and cut off funding to colleges and universities that refuse to defend their Jewish students from vile acts of anti-Semitism. and we have secured some of the largest discrimination settlements in modern times. There's been nothing like it. In just 9 months, we have done more to protect Jewish Americans than any administration in history by far, and we're just getting started. We are going to continue to help. Together, we will make America stronger, safer, richer, prouder, and greater than ever before. I want to thank you once again to everyone at the Republican Jewish Coalition. God bless America. I'm with you.
Yeah, I played that in its entirety. And I've said it many times during my broadcasts. We can't paint any religion or group with a broad brush. We got evil people in America and the agencies I've already mentioned. And you're going to have it in other groups like Israel's going to have bad factions in their government till we get these people cleaned out. But I haven't addressed it. Let me see if I can find it. Candace Owens. Let me see. Is this her? No, it's Eric Swalwell. Dude who dined with Nick Fuentes and pals around with Tucker Carlson has thoughts on how Jewish people should vote. See, they're trying to drive a wedge. That's why I played the whole thing of Trump talking to Jewish Republicans, okay? Any Jewish person that votes for Zoran Mamdani, a proven and self-professed Jew hater, is a stupid person. So who are you, Eric Swalwell, to say that that's the wrong advice for Donald Trump to give? And Clandestine said, ding, 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 there it is again. I've never heard this term before, groypers. More proof that the groypers, woke right-left, are a left-wing op to destroy MAGA via association. The entire thing was an op. Their objective is to paint all of MAGA as being groypers. I tried to warn you. So, yeah, when Eric Swalwell is giving advice to Jewish people, I wouldn't take it very seriously. And then this is the one with Candace Owens. You got Swalwell bashing Trump over Jewish support. You got Candace Owens not voting until we learn the truth about who killed Charlie. A dysphoric, a tranny, furry lunatic, okay? Now, I'm sure he had help from the evil ones, okay? But why would you tell people not to vote in these important elections? Literally do not care how anybody feels about that. Not lifting one little finger. What sense does that make, Candace, to tell Republicans not to vote? Paula Scanlon said, take note of the people on this app that didn't take time to talk about the elections tomorrow. Remember who actually works hard to help us win. Candace is helping suppress Republican turnout. Why? Looks like you're in with Swalwell's op. Think about it, Candace. Clandestine said, holy shit, there it is. The masks are all the way off. Candace is now encouraging her followers not to vote until we learn the truth about who killed Charlie. I try to tell you, the woke right is a left-wing op to derail the MAGA agenda. Everyone needs to wake up now. Well, I didn't get into this stuff. I'm pointing out what's right there in front of my face. Bill Kristol, remember I put that up the other night before last? Bill Kristol, supposed Republican, a Republican consultant, worked on how many presidential campaigns, saying he would vote for Zoran Mamdani. What the hell is this all about? Yeah, Gary, I saw Gary saying something about Khan. Khan. That's the one I want to see. I want to see get sued or go through some kind of court processes. Judge Mercon. I got to get a clip of that so I can just hit a button and play it. Where Shatner's shaking his fist. Yeah, this thing with, she's pointing a finger at Kazarian's, it's a distraction. It's something. People get a lot of clicks. They get money. They get, you get advertising being sold. You get more people following you. There could be some group giving her income for following that line. But one thing she put up there that I hadn't talked about yet, I should have got a clip of the photograph she showed. She said that this character, the furry tranny freak that shot Charlie, he met with a woman in the woods. He met with a woman in the woods. And they had this fuzzy picture. After he did it, and he went through a walking trail for 20 minutes, somebody's Ring camera catches him with or near it could have been somebody, a still shot. No video. Could have been somebody, it was a walking trail, for God's sake. It was 20 minutes walk away from where it already happened. So who's this woman in the woods? How did she help? How could she be an accessory? For, somebody walking her beagle. And the woman in the woods, what was she going to do? Oh, here, let me give you this vial of light, which will stay lit when all lights fail you. He already did the deed. All right, he's a quarter mile away, walking away. She got a still shot of it. Oh, here's some mithril for you to wear I got from the magic forest. I mean, what is she talking about? And people go wild over that stuff. And I didn't deal with Candace in one way or the other. Didn't watch her videos. There's only so much time in a day. And I haven't said anything about this stuff. But now it's just getting to the point when you tell people don't go vote on these elections, you're not doing us any favors. And you're insinuating that the Jewish people had something to do. You're causing dysentery. What is this? Woman claimed ICE agents crashed into her. Then the video came out. Oh, I have it. And let me tell y'all something else real quick before I play this video. If it was a op, okay, and Israeli intelligence helped, why would you want to expose it? Because if she's going off about a woman in the woods, keep in mind, there are people that are of the idea that this was an op and Charlie's still alive. And if Israeli intelligence services help pull that off, why would you want to expose it? But why would they want to off him is what I'm saying. And why would you want to blame everybody with a broad brush that's Jewish?
Get a whole lawsuit. Whole lawsuit. and run, hit and run. That's a hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. That's a hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. Look, hey, watch out with that weapon, that weapon. Yo, watch out, what's wrong with you? You hit it, you hit her, yo. What's wrong? You hit her. You hit her. You guys hit her. You guys hit her. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all hit her? Y'all bust a hole in the middle of the street.
She didn't try to hit her brake, and she hit behind his passenger door. I mean, she could have avoided that. But this big mouth with the camera, boy, it's a good thing. Good thing I am not of an age where I can participate in this.
Y'all hit her. Y'all on camera. Leave her alone. She ain't even do shit. She trying to go to work. She trying to go to work.
What the fuck?
Oh, what? Y'all some crazy. Y'all got no heart, for real. No heart. No heart. She's a female.
Get off of her right now.
You guys hit her. How you guys gonna arrest her?
So she's driving barefoot. She's driving barefoot, and she's kicking officers. You're supposed to follow orders. You can, if you feel you're being treated wrong, you take care of that in court. You don't resist, and you don't resist with violence. And that's exactly what she's doing. She was watching The View or Oprah or something like that and got a message on her app or heard the whistle and just ran out and got in her car and came to interfere with this ICE operation.
Hit her. Man, how y'all gonna arrest her, man? Y'all bogus as fuck. You hit her. You guys hit her. You guys hit her. Whole lot.
She might have been doing OnlyFans. I don't know. But she's no innocent bystander. Oh, all this stuff I've got. And we're already at... Well, I'm going to save a lot of it for tomorrow, but I want to play something right here. I think this Mondami thing is a opportunity op, okay? Let me explain what an opportunity op is. The pieces fall in line, and you got an opportunity to expose the true nature of these radical Democrats. What better way to expose it than to actually elect a full-blown communist, foreign-born person to be mayor of one of the greatest cities in America? So you take the opportunity, okay? Cuomo didn't halfway campaign. He didn't come out. He didn't. Here he is belatedly apologizing for the nursing home deaths. But I think it's more than that. I think he's admitting wrongdoing. He's planting a seed in people's minds that there were people pushing him to do the wrong thing, a horrible thing that cost people their lives. This is a confession. And it's also ratting out the people behind it. The beginning, who were the people that you say were the best in the world? Who were the people that induced you, extorted you, or whatever to do something horrible, like send people to their death?
Worst. Nobody knew what we were dealing with. I had the best health experts from around the globe giving us advice. We followed the best advice. We followed the federal guidance. And people died in a horrific way. There were no visitors allowed into nursing homes. And I apologize for any family that lost a loved one during that time. It was on my watch. And I understand how terrible it was.
Yeah, we really were first and worst. I remember calling my family down in South Carolina saying, Mom and Dad, do not go to that party. You don't understand what's happening here. Y'all need to stay away from your friends right now. People are losing their loved ones. My doormen, many of them lost like their dad, their mom. It was really sad. Janice Dean lost both of her in-laws because
we know how Mom Donnie feels about
Well, she's going on into affordability and stuff, but there you heard him say it. People died in a horrific way, and he relied on other people. Let me see what this is. Oh, yeah. Guess what, folks? They're coming for your pets, okay? Did you know your pets put out greenhouse gases? I'm going to close with this video. I hope you enjoy it. You better keep away from my daggone pet, I'll tell you that. But you all have really been wonderful. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that went to buy me a coffee. I appreciate all of you for spending your precious time with me. I forgot to ask earlier in the video for you all to give me a thumbs up. If you like my efforts, I would appreciate you doing that for me. Give me a thumbs up. I should be going live tomorrow night. If you're subscribed, you'll know when I go live, right? Hit the notification bell. So anyway, enjoy this little video. Don't let them get your pets. They're not going to get mine. You all have a great night. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Pets bring us joy, but they also leave a surprising paw print on the planet.
Yeah, when it comes to those environmental impacts, it's their food, basically, and in particular, the ingredients in their food. Dogs and cats both eat pretty highly meat-based diets. And what do we know about meat? It's one of the key drivers of climate change.
What else do pets do? Like, we have to feed them. I think that's why it's number one. Agriculture and where food comes from and ingredients has a huge impact.
But our choices go beyond the food bowl. Even how we bring pets into our homes matters.
If there are dogs in the world that already exist that need homes, it seems to be a more responsible decision for the planet than going through a breeder.
This is basically an area of climate change that we just haven't touched yet, which offers relatively simple extant climate change mitigation benefits that I think we should all be quite excited about and working towards.